All right, guys, I got four of the best penny stock that I believe, in my opinion, are worth looking into it. What's up, guys? Rico here. Welcome back to Chibind Brothers. Despite everything that's going on in the stock market, with the Federal Reserve about to start increasing interest rate, of course, they say that we're gonna do it carefully with everything that's going on with Russia and Ukraine and how it's has dived the price or pushed the price of crude oil and energy up. But everything else literally in the stock market is like coming crashing down. But these are opportunities that we should be able to look into it, because these are penny stocks. They move a lot. By a lot, I mean they're super volatile. So there's always that risk that comes with it. But remember, scared money doesn't make no money. But again, it's not a financial advice. It's purely based on my personal opinion. And I'm going to go through these penny stocks and kind of show you how to pick this kind of penny stock. And this is going to be completely technical, and it's going to be the basics of the technical. Yet you could literally find out there that how you can pick this and know when they're actually at a really good price to buy, and try and see if you can make some profit out of it. So we're gonna dive right into it. But first, I'm going to tell you exactly how I picked them and using literally the basics of the technical analysis. And I hope this is going to make sense to you. So stick out with me. So the first thing is, we know that every single time when the 200 moving average literally crosses above the 50 moving average, that's already sign of a stock going down. Basically, literally not crashing, but that's when those are bearish signs saying the stock is literally going down in price. So that's the first thing you want to look at. The other thing that you want to look at is look at previous support and resistance level, where we've been before. You want to look at those type of patterns, how we're going down. So those are going to be showing you, again, like I said, basics. And then not only that, the other thing that you want to look at is the patterns of like when the stock started to make lower lows. Because a bullish momentum usually is when you start making higher highs. So every single time it makes a high and also higher lows. But when you started seeing lower lows and higher lows, technically you start seeing that this is a very, very, very bearish momentum. But then you start looking how far that's going to go compared to previous support and resistance levels. And you look into this, but again, like I said, very, very like simple of the basic technical analysis. So let's just dive into it and see if these specific stocks that I've picked here are actually or supports or follows a lot of these technical that I just mentioned. So let's dive into it. The first one is Microvision, right? Like I just said. So first thing we're gonna look at, this is the first check we're gonna do. The first check is, this is the 200 moving average. Is this stock, there's the 200 moving average above the 50 moving average? This is my white line right here. As you can see, is 200 moving average. As you can see right here, 200 is moving average, the white. And then the blue line right here is my 50 moving average. So now when you look, we can tell already that the cross happened way, way back. So the bearish momentum has started a while ago in Microvision. And that's the first check. First we have, it confirms that we looks like the bearish momentum has been in for quite a while now. As where we are, you can see where the 50 moving average is. So first check is gone. Again, this is basic, literally. Second thing, we're gonna try. Have we seen the stock making lower lows and lower highs? Again, here it is. You can see it. We started somewhere right here, and then we made the first low, and then here we go. High, higher low, lower low, lower low, higher low. You can see it all the way here, and then now here we are. So it's second check done. You can tell we've been going down, we've been making lower lows all the way through here. Now, previous resistance and support, but this is very important because you want to look one of the strongest resistance and strongest support, and usually strongest support used to be a very strong resistance before. As I pull this one back here, you can see it used to be a resistance, and then that's 1, 2, 3 right here, as you can see, before we had a breakout. And then here we are back. Now it's acting as a support. First time, and then second time, confirmation, double dip. We confirm. So this is a really strong support because you can see where we are. So now, should we consider this to be a pretty good bottom? Again, remember, this is the stock market. It could go, it's also risky. It could go even lower than this, but this at least should start telling you that we are getting closer and or we are at least close to where it could actually be this the bottom, or we actually closer to. We can never really catch the real bottom, but you can get as close to the bottom as possible. And this is one of them. And you can see, if I zoom in here, you can see already that the stock, oh, my bad. That's what I meant to do. You can already see here that the stock is attempting to move above the 50 moving average. As you see here, now it's kind of acting like a support, a little bit like a resistance. But just to say that, looking at the Israel Microvision at the top has been at 27. You see how we've been, we've had this George W here back then before we started going into this deep downtrend. But you can tell that for a penny stock like this one, it is really worth looking into it. I'm just saying. All right, this check, basic technical analysis. Now, we're going to move on to the next one. And I'm going to show you if they're also going to pass all the checks. Boom. Hot 8 mining. Of course, hot 8 mining right now trading about $5.85, I believe, 5.87. Again, I understand penny stocks usually it's anything that's below $5, but the reason I have this one in here because I consider basically right now it's just a few cents above $5, but I still consider a penny because this one is a good one. And at this price, I also believe, since it's a mining, it's a Bitcoin, or should I say cryptocurrency mining company. So at this price, I believe it's pretty good. And I put it in the categories of pennies because it's really close, knocking at the door. And it's actually been below that, as you can see in the last at least few days and weeks. It's actually we've been below $5. Anyway, I'm not gonna dwell too long on that. I just want to show you exactly what's going on. So first thing first, hey, first check, is the 200 moving average above the 50? Boom, right here. We had a cross about on February 8th. It happened. Cross. Basic. Second thing, if we starting to see, patterns of making lower lows. Well, you can already see that from the top here, we started making lower lows as we're going down. And here we are. We got here, but the cross happened right here. Could we see lowers than that? We could, but you can tell that we are back in this zone right here that I always talk about, as you can see, where we've used to be before. Now, question, again, like I said, another check. Previous support and resistance. Remember, we have a very strong support level right here, which is a very strong, this is the bottom down all the way to $3-something. But we have this one also happy. That's why I call this one a zone. Why? Because we've seen a resistance right here before, and then this seemed to be a breakout, but it was for quite a while, but then it acted as a support, and then broke below, and then resistance, and then resistance, and then as you can see, broke it then out of here, and then here we are again below resistance, it basically support, as you can see, because this was a false breakout, because we came back again, and now look what we're doing. I'm putting too much stuff out there, but I'm just gonna get it out. I just wanted to show you exactly what's going on, so you guys can have an idea of what specifically I'm talking about, and you see where we are right now. So this is also a very strong, support level into this zone. So if we keep, and you keep seeing again, anything could happen. Like I said, you catch the bottom, you get a price as close to the bottom as possible. You're never always going to catch the real bottom. But the best thing is to get the best deal possible, because if you compare it to the highs that we've made before, this is a great deal, especially for hot 8 mining. So we got to check 200 above 50 moving average. We have a very strong support level, and we've been making lower lows for quite a while. And it looks like we are trying to repeat something here. We made already a double dip, and this double dip almost at the same level right here. As you can see, I believe I want to just do this almost at the same level. So it looks like this is starting to look like a confirmation of the bottom, at least for this trend that we've been seeing so far. So we might come back, but I feel like we're probably going to bounce back again, depending on how it's going to happen, especially when the interest rate is raised by the Federal Reserve. All right, moving on. BBIG, same thing. Venco Venture, I want to show you guys going all the way back. So first thing first, here, cross happened right there, as we can all see it. The cross happened here, 200 moving average above the 50 moving average. Now, next thing, are we making lower lows? We've been making lower lows for quite a while before we even cross. Here we go. Now, remember, I talked about double dip when we think we're actually finding a bottom. But if I actually go back here, I'm talking about this double dip, but if I go back, you can see how this level is a very strong one. We could go all the way back, and you can see what's been happening for a very long time. This level right here, and you can see some of the bottoms that we've had. So if I come here and draw you another bottom from here all the way, and you can see what little has been happening. Support, and we have a resistance. So this zone that I've drawn here, this zone that we have here, is a very strong, kind of area that we have been, or we've been there before, that actually shows to be like, telling us that we are at least, close, pretty close to the bottom, or this could actually be the bottom. And we could see the bouncing back and forth. But again, those technical analysis that I showed, the basic one, we've checked all of them. We've got the 200, we've got lower lows, and then we've got a double dip confirmation of where we are compared to the previous one, exactly in this zone. So guys, this is pretty good. And I want to show you another one. And I understand it seems like I'm moving fast through this because I don't think I should waste too much time on them, while we can actually go through the check and you guys can actually see exactly what I'm talking about, what's going on with these stocks and how cheap they are, what type of opportunity these can actually present, especially when you don't have as big, a bigger capital. So again, this is either Ethereum. So now check this out. Cross right here. That's what it happened. If we've been making lower lows, you can see already we've been making lower lows for quite a while, right? Done deal. 2 checks already done. Now, if we made a double dip to confirm some of the lowest level before, here we go. First was right here, and then we had a confirmation right here. It's actually happening right now as I speak. So we made a confirmation of a double dip off the same level, bouncing back. But if we pull back and then check again compared to previous levels, boom, you can see it. This was when the gap up happened. So now if we pull it like that, now you can see, you can already see it. Boom, boom, boom. So we got about 4, got right here, you got right there, you got right here, and then this is. So when you look at this, tells you at the bottom. Another thing that I want to mention here, another thing that I think is really important, is that these penny stocks, these 4 that I just talked about, they are also some of the most shorted ones out there. Like their short interest, if you actually go in and check most of them, they're actually, pretty high. It falls within the categories of short interest that we've seen in other stocks that have been going crazy before. So that's another thing that I wanted to add to this one. And despite this market turmoil, especially when you don't have a bigger capital and you're looking for something that you might want to, play around or trade around or do what you can. And again, this is not financially, but anything can happen. These are penny stocks, they're risky. But again, remember, higher risk usually, brings higher reward. And like I said earlier, scare money, don't make no money. So this is it. That's what I wanted to talk about this video. I want to cut it pretty short, and I just want to stop it right here. I wanted to show you on a basics of the technicals that you can look at, especially when you're looking for penny stock. You want to buy something and you're trying to figure out what can I buy during this time. So this is it. Thank you guys for watching this video. As for me, as always, I'll see you in my next video.